Hey guys, Wallen Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Deadpool, part of the Build-A-Figure series for Sasquatch. He does not come with a Sasquatch Build-A-Figure piece, however. I'll take the side right here. He has Deadpool with a thumbs up right there. It's pretty cool. Here's the back. You buy all these figures to make Sasquatch, including the gray Deadpool right there. Looks pretty nice. Let's open them up. Alright guys, so here is Deadpool out of the box, and he looks fantastic looking. Nice OG comic book style of Deadpool. Looks really good. Nice vibrant red color on him, a little bit brighter than the other one we had before. But that's a look they're going for, a little more comic book based. It looks pretty good. I will do a nice comparison with this one right here, which I think is really good as well. I'll get into that soon. But let's take a look at this figure first by himself, and he does come with two accessories. Now looking at accessories, he only comes with two katana swords, if you want to call it that. A little bit smaller or shorter than you're used to seeing, to be honest, but not bad looking. The handle is pretty much gray, not bad there, has a nice design. And the blade itself is pretty good. You know, it's a little bit short, like I said before, but it's not horrible. I'll do a little comparison later with the older ones. But they actually do go in his back right here. There's his sheaths right there. Not bad. They actually fit in pretty snug. As it doesn't matter which way you put it in, even though it's like the same size, you can put it either way, and it'll go nice and smooth, and that is pretty cool. Oops, right there. Now here's Deadpool posing with his two swords right here. It looks pretty cool. I don't think you have any problems posing him whatsoever. Now here's a nice size comparison between his old sword and his new one right here. A lot smaller and shorter compared to the original one, but a little bit thicker in size overall. But you know, it really comes down to preference. The handles are a lot different as well. This one's really long, this one's really short, so a little bit different of an approach they have on these katana swords right here. Now Deadpool does not come with any guns, but his hands seem to be kind of like a trigger hand, so of course if you have your own arsenal weapons, you could pretty much add whatever you want on him. However, he doesn't have any holsters on his body as well, so that kind of sucks right there. Now here he is with that Bazooka Gun that came with the other Deadpool figure, so you can see how that looks like right there with the glove on the end right there. And now here he is with a nice brown pistol that I think suits him really well. You know, like I said before, you have your own arsenal of weapons, you shouldn't have any problems loading him up with some nice weapons. Alright, so taking a look at Deadpool up close and personal, like I said before, he is sporting the more traditional comic book look from the 90s basically, or early 2000s, but pretty much the 90s, I would say that. And he looks fantastic, nice and vibrant red. Everything looks pretty good too. Nice mesh of red and black. He has some gray straps right here, right down there, red belt right there, and the back over here, the sheaths are black as well. Nice detail. Very clean. It's a nice clean figure. No real complaints at all on how he looks. Just done really nicely and clean. That's all that matters. Down here is all red with some straps right here at his ankles. And yeah, looks pretty good. Now for the most part, he basically is sporting the same base body as Bullseye right here, so the articulation isn't anything new or special. So going for articulation, he has a ball jointed head on a hinge. It doesn't go back that much actually, surprisingly. And forward, a little bit better, but going back, it doesn't go up that much at all. Actually, it does. I think this little neck part is actually hindering the articulation a little bit. A little choker right there, but it does go up. You just have to move it. Left and right for the head, no problems there. Doesn't really pivot though, so that kind of sucks. Going down to the shoulders, he has butterfly shoulder joints, which are pretty nice. Go all the way back, all the way forward, which is nice. Ball jointed shoulders on hinges, so they go all the way up, pretty good. Go down all around, which is nice. He does have a bicep swivel right there, 2 points at the elbow, which is nice. At the wrist, a hinge and a swivel, pretty standard. He does have an ab joint right here. Sometimes it might get stuck or hindered by the strap, but you can work your way around it a little bit, like that, because the strap is actually attached to the belt right there. So you just have to work around that a little bit, but it's all there, which is all good too. He does have a waist swivel as well. Going down to the hips right now, he has T-jointed hips that go about 90 degrees, pretty good, no problems there. Didn't go back that much though. Split wise is about that much, could be a little bit better. Thigh swivel right there, 2 points at the knee. He does have a swivel, if you're going to call that, at the boot, which is not really a boot though. And at the ankle he does have a hinge, which is nice, and a pivot So it's pretty standard right there. Alright, so articulation is fantastic for this figure. I love the base body that he chose for him. A little bit smaller than the older one, but a lot more definition in the muscles for his body size, I think. Looks all proportionate, if anything like that. But the base body that they chose for this figure is just a great choice. I love the bullseye figure that is, and it looks pretty nice. Also, moving on to the head, I also want to point out the neck. I like how they put that little choker there to make his neck a little bit thicker looking. Screams old school looking comic book Deadpool, if you know what I mean. I like the head sculpt too, a little more serious looking, not as goofy looking or silly as like some previous ones, like a big eye, small eye. This one looks a little more serious, like more of like assassin looking Deadpool, which is pretty reminiscent of like the old school comics, which is nice. Not as, you know, he was goofy back then, but he was really violent too. You know, he's still violent now, but just had like a different different aura, I don't know what you call it. But anyway, looks good, so let's see if any other heads fit on this figure. Alright, so popping off the head, we put on the old Deadpool figure without a mask. It fits okay. It's a little bit high on the neck, but straightforward, you might not notice it. And maybe if you angle in some directions, it might not look that bad. Let me zoom in a little bit and get focused. Like, it doesn't look horrible. Like I said, it sits kind of high on the neck, but it could pass on certain angles, so it's not that bad looking. Alright, size comparison time with the Deadpool from the Juggernaut wave right here, and these both are fantastic looking Deadpools. Honestly, I'm not going to say which one's better because they're both kind of different. Also, this one's pretty fresh in all of our minds, so I'm going to wait maybe a couple of weeks or, you know, see which one I feel I like better, because overall, they're still really good Deadpools. This is still a fantastic Deadpool figure, so I'm not going to say one's better than the other, but they're both different. So this one over here is a little bit more modern looking, more updated. He has more gadgets, more gun holsters, more guns, more accessories, more weapons. He has more armor. He has like shin guards right here on the boots. He has forearm guards right here. The color scheme is a little bit different as well. This is more classic looking Deadpool from the 1990s to early 2000s. Gray and stuff like that, a lot of bright red. So, you know, it really comes down to your preference, which one you like better. Both fantastic. He's sporting the Bucky base body right here. He's sporting the newer, could be actually the newer Bucky body. You know, they always have a base body they use a lot of figures for. The Bucky one was the original one. Now this one seems to be the new one right here. So it really comes down to, on that specific day, which one you like better. Like I said, it comes down to preference. Older style, nice bright colors. Go a little modern right here. Your choice right there. But now here he is next to Bullseye right here, which is sporting the same base body overall. I know there's another figure that had this as well, but I forgot what it was. And I'm just gonna stick with Bullseye because even back in the Toy Biz era, you know, Bullseye was that specific Bullseye body. So I'm just gonna say that right now. But pretty much, you can see where it came from. Way different color scheme, of course, but you can see this is a great figure. You know, I love the articulation. All feels nice and smooth. Same thing over here. So you see why I definitely chose this body right here for this figure. Now, if you can see that this one is a little bit taller than this one, I think it comes down to the boots right here, where the swivel and the calf happens. I think this one's a little bit longer compared to this one, but overall, they pretty much, if you raise it a little bit, they'd be about the same size right there. But I think that's the only difference in this figure right here. Next size comparison right here, we have Cable. Now this is not the new one that came out. I don't have that one yet. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get it or not, because I actually love this Cable. I love this figure a lot, so here they are side by side. Obviously the newer one will match better with this one, this Deadpool right here, but this is what I have, so you can have a nice idea at least next to each other. Next up right here we have Wolverine. We have Old Man Logan right here, and we have a classic looking brown and yellow Wolverine body right there. Looks pretty good. You know, if you guys watched all or saw all the Toy Fair pictures, we know we're getting a yellow, black, and blue, I guess you call that, Wolverine with this base, so that should be pretty cool. Also, a Logan on the motorcycle, so that's pretty nice as well. Alright, next up right here we have Spider-Man. We have the newer Spider-Man figure right here, and we have a more classic looking Spider-Man figure. This is the pizza one right here. So, as you see next to side by side with Deadpool, it look pretty good. And no complaints right here, about the same size. I think Deadpool could be a little bit taller actually, but still not a big complaint. And for another size comparison right here, we have the new Iron Man figure, and of course we have a nice Captain America mesh right there. And for some DC figures, we have the new Superman figure right here and a old DC Classics base body custom Batman right there. Alright, so before I wrap this video up, I want to talk about a couple of things. You know, it's a great figure, don't get me wrong. I love it. It's a nice homage to the original comic book look of Deadpool, so you can't go wrong there, of course. But you know, I do wish he came with a little more weapons, of course. His swords are awesome, but maybe some guns would have been nice as well. I mean, he does have the trigger fingers right there, so why wasn't he given any guns? Even a holster or something like that. Quality control-wise, he feels pretty good. I think my Bullseye figure probably felt a little bit better, to be honest. A little more smoother. Nitpicks probably. His leg right here is kind of loose out of the box. This over here is a little bit loose too. Nothing I can't really fix though, but you know, just the fact that you have to fix it kind of annoys me. But overall, everything else feels pretty good. I had no real complaints for the rest of the body. But yeah, still is a great figure. Like I said before, it really comes down to your own preference, which one you think is better. They're both great figures overall. You know, like I said, this is brand new, fresher in our minds. So I know a lot of people will be like, this is awesome, this is great. But this is still a great figure right here. And maybe you wait a couple of weeks, you don't know, you know, maybe this one might slowly start creeping back in your mind like, you know what, this is a great figure right here. But yeah, both are awesome. But this is a new kid in town right here, so he's definitely going to be praised a lot. Over here, the sheaths, they don't come off. You can't peg them off. They're actually glued on to the strap right there. The strap's connected to the belt, and the belt does move a little bit, but you know, you can't really take it off unless you pretty much, from what I can, there is a strap right here. Wait, so there is a little, you can see where it's attached right there, but if it's glued on, no, it's not, it's a peg. So if you want to take it off, you can take it off right there, slide everything off probably. Actually, let's do that right now. Let me zoom out. We're doing it live! We're doing it live! Alright, so there he is. No straps. Do what you want now. You can put new straps on him, if anything like that. Maybe you want to keep the belt, but you want to change the strap on top. You cut this off. Who knows? But yeah, looks pretty cool. Here's the back of him right there. Looks pretty nice. Alright, so that's about it. Now we have, and this slides right off right there. So now we have naked Deadpool, basically. Pretty much. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So what do you guys think about this figure? Is it a must get for you? Who knows? But definitely it's pretty cool. Alright, cool. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!